Today I'm going to do a eBay haul of technology things, mostly computers, things to do with mobile phones and sort of into AV. This is a Bubm brand organizer. I like this brand. I think it's from Korea maybe, not sure. They do good stuff. They have several things, and I have at least two, I think. This is nylon and it's pretty nice to touch, and it's for cables, a place for let's say attachments, adapters and so on, and the one that I can't find a place for. So this is good for cables. I thought about using this for travel, but last time I ended up with this one instead. This is from Cocoon, and it's sort of inspired by gridded, like the Bubm ones, just less of these elastics. I think that gridded is too heavy in my opinion. I used this last time I traveled. This time I'm going to use a big leather pouch instead. These are plastic or rubber thingies to keep on the outside of external small hard drives. They sell hard drives that are extra hardy against shock, and if you travel a lot those might be better, but when I saw these cheap ones I wanted to try them, and while I didn't decide to travel with these, I have found that apart from if these were to fly off the desk, then possibly they might survive the fall due to these. The biggest thing with these is that on slick surfaces they have more friction with these on than the hard drive itself, so these might actually prevent them from flying off the table, hopefully. So these are, in my opinion, good for trying to keep the hard drives in one place. They come in different colors, and they send at random. So these are the two ones I got. This is the back side and this is the front side. These are things that I would use with tablets or a phone. This is perhaps my favorite tablet stand, small one. It's very stable. It works well for an iPad. It doesn't look stable right here, I don't know why, but it works really well. So this is for if you want to sit and watch something on your tablet. This is an active stylus. It has a battery in it. Yeah, the light is shining in there, but I'm not sure it will show on the camera. And it's very small, the tip. So this is active, and that means that the screen is, at least on the iPad, will recognize the tip on this and it will work. But on the iPad I don't see the point in using this, to be frank, because the iPad is pretty good for finger use only. At least my fingers are not too big to use, but I have a Windows tablet that's 7-inch, and when you get into the old control panel, you will not be able to hit the right spot with your fingers. At least I'm not able to. So I bought this to be able to hit the right spot. And unfortunately, my tablet is not precise enough in the digitizer or whatever, so it doesn't work all that well. It's better than the fingers, but nothing can stand in the way of a mouse. Maybe for a tablet that small, preferably a Bluetooth mouse. So be aware, unless the digitizer is very precise, this may not be enough. But if you're going traveling and you don't have space for a mouse, this might at least help you a little bit. And I wouldn't think this would be too bad for drawing on a tablet if you don't want anything that's more expensive. The battery is pretty good. I've charged it once or twice and it's never run down so far. This is an OTG cable, very, very small, and so dinky you would think that it's a toy, and it looks like that Android, you know, that they use for Androids. But this one works for me. I used it last time with that Windows tablet, and I've also used it with a phone. Works just fine. This is I think it's micro HDMI to regular HDMI. So this is for use if you have a tablet or a phone with that little port. The best way, in my opinion, to get a small Windows tablet is get one with that port, because if you don't, then you can't attach it to a big screen, and that's sort of a shame. Anyway, so usually these come this big, at least, this long cable, but this from eBay, I'm pretty sure I've tried it a long time ago, once or twice. Haven't used it extensively. This is also HDMI. This is a three-way splitter. This is the output, and there are three different ports. I have several of these, given them away, and apart from one that might be malfunctioning, or it might be the cable, they have been rock solid. You can use the select button, but usually when you power up something new, that will take over. So you don't always have to use the select button. And then when you power that down, the one you had active before will come back. So this is sort of at least halfway automatic. This was my attempt to... don't know what this is. No idea. Anyway, this was something that I was going to use with an external hard drive on my next trip. This is for extra stuff, cable, cards, and this is, it feels like it's silicone inside these, so it's supposed to give padding and protection for the hard drive, external hard drive. And I think this will actually fit inside, even with this thing on it. Yeah, very close at least. I think it might even close. Yeah, I would. So, I didn't end up using this, but it's an upgrade on the regular cases for hard drives, in that it has extra protection. The last item is a USB meter, and there are lots of them on eBay. This one I use for testing cables, like for instance with an iPad Air. It's supposed to the charging cables are supposed to run with a 2.5 amp charger and cable, and some of the cables, especially if you buy them off eBay, they do not put out 2.5 amp, not even close. Some are like 350, 0.350 if you're lucky. Some are 600 and 700 or 700. So this is something that I think that a lot of people should have for testing cables and also chargers. It does not test the reliability of chargers, but it will test how much a cable will throughput, and that is important. The iPad will charge much faster if you have a fast cable. So lots of people buy cables off eBay, and you might have many times the charging speed, or rather you will have many times the charging time on your iPad with those cheap cables compared to another cable that might even be cheap, but it just works well. So this is a good buy in my opinion. It doesn't cost much. So thank you for listening. I'm Anne Elizabeth, and I will see you soon. Bye.